we have seen is a change in the mix. So actually, our regional on-trade sales have surprisingly actually, as a share of overall, stayed roughly in the same place, excluding multiple off-trade off of this. I don't have visibility of exact numbers on that, but I have a visibility of sort of roughly their changes, and I can come to that in a minute. National on-trade actually has seen a big drop in the amount of Bourgogne that has gone through to that channel, but then the independent retail has grown hugely. I mean, sort of threefold increase in their sales of Bourgogne. So whilst the overall numbers are down, we've certainly seen a shift. Off-trade, I know, have seen numbers going up for Bourgogne, and that's particularly driven by Macon and Chablis and generic Bourgogne level, which is what you'd expect in national off-trade. You're not expecting to see much Grand Cru going through supermarkets. But there's certainly been that sort of shift going on for us. So it's been, from the on-trade side of things, obviously a very difficult year, but what we were doing from very early on was looking at those businesses that were able to, after a short while, move into takeaway as part of their offer, supporting them as much as we could, helping them with writing lists. Also, we developed an app called Local, which allowed them to transact with customers through an app, so they could actually order and pay. So if you had an on-trade establishment that had never done takeaway before, all of a sudden they had a way to do that and load a list very quickly. And we found a number of customers actually finding takeaway being an incredibly useful way to do things differently. And whether that was, in most cases, would have been driven by stock they were holding in the restaurant, because of course, more than anything, they needed to shift through the stock they had. But we found some people actually extending their lists and offering, because they were finding people were spending more than they normally would have done, and because they were working on retail margins, they could go to higher perception wines and actually sell better quality, which was really in favour of a region like Bourgogne, where people were looking at, let's say, village level Bourgogne wines and saying, well, actually, I wouldn't normally buy this in a restaurant, but I will buy it on takeaway because the price is more attractive at the moment.